Hey, what's up, come to us? What's up, Summoner's War? Are you a new player in Summoner's War? Have you just downloaded and played this game? Good, because today the fourth requirement from the Summoner's War Creator Contest is for us to share or to give tips to newbies or to new players. What should they do or don't do's and don'ts that somehow we already experience. That's why we need to share it with you. And before we start, I need you to save the link of this video. Maybe save it on your bookmarks, write it down, or just subscribe to my channel, because maybe or you might forget this video or the lesson to this video, the tips, and you need to review it again, or probably you misunderstood what I'll be sharing today, and then later on you need to get back to it. So save it, all right? Or kind of tips that I'm gonna be sharing with you is very unique, and I believe no one has ever said these tips before or emphasized or deeply emphasized these tips before. So make sure you're gonna listen well. So what are we waiting for? Without further ado, let's go. Alright, before we proceed, I want you to think first of these two factors in your mind while you are watching the video. Number one, since I'll be the one talking with the 5 years of experience, not perfectly playing the whole 5 years for Summoner's War, but if I have given a chance to play again, I won't be doing this things anymore. That's why I'm already giving you a warning, and I'm already giving the hint that you should not be doing this, you should be doing this. Okay, while listening or watching this video, always think that one of the goals that we should have is to reduce the mistakes that is already learned or experienced by the tenured and pioneer players, right? If you still wanted to experience it, it's okay. But if you want to progress much faster and you want to catch up with the higher ranked players, this tips is really needed. Okay, I need you to understand that learning and following the tips is very different from listening and then literally copying everything that you see in the video without thinking or imagining, adjusting to fit in your situation, because it's very different from learning the lesson. Okay, so learning the tip or the tips later and following it depending on your situation, in your account, and your monsters, and your runes is much better. Right, here we go. Number one, this is the most important tip, the most powerful tip. If you perfectly do this, I'm gonna assure you that you're going to progress really fast, and you're going to choose the right decisions, the right monsters, the right runes, the right dungeons, everything. This is the number one tip. Watch one video of any Summoner's War, new Summoner's War video every day, just one. All right, yes, whatever it is, it might be a meme about Summoner's War, a funny video Summoner's War with any creator, any YouTuber, vlogger, or whatsoever. I don't care, as long as you are watching one new video a day, even if while you are playing, while you are working, as long as you watch one new video every day for Summoner's War, you are already feeding your mind with the game, with the knowledge of the game fast. You're gonna ask, of course, why it is the most powerful tip. Imagine 3 to 4 to 5 years or maybe 10 years. The tips today is not the same than the tips on the later years. See? That's why this is the most powerful tip, because even if the patches changes, the monster changes, the buff changes and whatsoever, you will still be updated. You will know the most powerful techniques, the most fastest ways, the most efficient monsters and runes, and so whatever. That is the most important thing in playing any kind of online game. keep yourself updated. Actually, it's not just in any online game, even in sports, right? You can't progress. I'm not saying to be number one, or maybe just progress a little bit. You won't be doing that without any or without watching any gameplays or maybe techniques from your idols or whatsoever, right? If you want to improve, you need to learn every day. It depends on you on how high you want to improve. Okay, if you wanted to go those top ranks, pro level play gameplays and rankings, then you should be learning from them as well, of course. Same goes with sports, same goes with everything, even in work, right? So number one, keep yourself updated. Keep feeding your mind with new techniques, with news coming from Summoners War. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's directly from the Summoners War page or Summoners War channel from YouTube, from any vlogger, any content creator or influencer whatsoever. Even if it's just a summoning session, I don't care. One new video a day. Watch it. Tip number one. Okay, so you're gonna ask me, so do you regret not watching one video a day from these past few years? Yes. If you're gonna ask me, yes. Because before, when I started playing Summoner's War, it's like 5 to 6 months. I'm just playing and playing, just playing to myself. Also, I leveled some monsters with 6 stars, and then I don't know what to do. I don't know who's I'm just throwing some rainbow mons and to every monster that I wanted to level up, but in the end, I didn't even use it. They're just staying at the storage because I don't know what to do. And then after those months, I mistakenly watched one guide on the YouTube channel, and even if the creator or the vlogger from the Summoner's War didn't see my account or didn't see my monsters, he literally explained the disadvantage of what I'm doing is not right, and he really convinced me. So from there, I already regret not being updated or not watching a video for Summoner's War, because it's gonna help you a lot. And maybe I'll just take it from that time. I'll just take it that I learned this important tip because of that kind of experience, because I won't be giving much importance in that kind of lesson if I haven't experienced it. But still, I wasted a lot of energy and weeks or months just throwing some random monsters in, or leveling some random monsters to 6 star, and then I'm not able to use it well, right? Number two, tip number two, join all the events, right, and challenges. Okay, the events can be found on the right side of your screen. It's like a gift box that sometimes has the question mark or maybe the exclamation mark. Always visit that page or that button. If it has a question mark, it means you have a new reward that should be claimed. If it's a exclamation mark, then there is a new event that you are not yet informed or you haven't read it yet. So try visiting that event. Most of the great rewards and items and monsters and scrolls are in the events, especially the coins, right? So make sure you always join the event. It's gonna progress your account much faster, right? And the challenges, okay, as you can see from the flow of my content right now, I'm not really giving any like maps or roadmaps that you should do, like go to Giants B12, B10 first, Dragons B5, whatsoever, TOA. I'm not giving you any tip like that, because Come to Us or Summoner's War already gave that through that challenge book or the challenges page. It's the little brown book at the bottom, and all of you need to learn from the PvEs or from the player versus environment dungeons are already there. You just need to follow the instructions, right? Read it, Get challenge yourself, try to finish the challenge or the mission, and then you're gonna learn to it already. If you don't know how to beat it, right? For example, you are in the challenge Giants B7. Tip number 1. See? Tip number 1. It's really easy to type it on your browser, cell phone, or PC, whatsoever. Type it. Giants B12, Giants B10. You're gonna get the answer. See? By that tip number 1 and 2, I already give you the tip of the whole game. Nice, right? Next, tip number 3. Always keep one unique monster race per element. What do I mean? Okay, for new players, every monster per element is unique. So for example, you have summoned the water fairy, right? Elucia. So Elucia has a very unique set of skills and name because he or she is a water fairy monster element. So that fairy that you have, there is also a fire element which has a different set of skills, a different name. Okay, same goes with the wind element. Different skills, different name. Alright, so when I say always keep one unique monster race per element, if you have a wind one, you keep it. A wind fairy, a single or a unique wind fairy, keep it. You have a fire one, keep it. You have a dupe fire one, you can keep it, or you can feed it to another fairy monster. Okay, but you should always keep one race or monster race per element. Why? Right? You're gonna ask why. I do have a very small storage right now. Prioritize creating a lot of storage just to keep one race or one monster race per element in your storage. Why? Because in every game, again, we have what we call meta buff or meta nerf. Okay, so in meta buff, we don't know when a monster is going to be buffed or going to be nerfed, right? So what is that? Why they keep on changing? No, it's normal, right? It's just in any kind of competition. The same, even in sports, there is a meta of a very strong player this season, right? Right? There is a very, or what we call prime, right? In short, right? Every player in sports, in every work, in every field, there is a meta, right? Because this man, this woman is in his prime. Same goes with this game, right? There are seasons, there are years that this monster is really strong, but not forever, right? It's just this season. Okay, so again, we keep one race per element because we don't know when this monsters is gonna be buffed or nerfed, and by the time that this monsters get buffed really strong and you already get it, but you didn't keep one unique monster race per element, you're gonna regret it, and then you're gonna go rushing to your summon hinge and try to summon him again, and then you're gonna get sad feeling because you're unlucky in summoning. See, so keeping one monster will not really affect the progression of your account because of that single skill. Okay, we always have a Devilmon, right, to somehow compensate that kind of capacity to add the skills. Always think or always focus on monster capability, not the monster name specifically. Alright, so in early to mid-game players, I'm gonna be categorizing first 3 kinds of monsters just to make it easier. But as you go on with the game, you gain more experience, you're getting more challenges, difficult players, difficult dungeons, etc. These 3 kinds of monsters will be branched out into many forms as well, right? But for starters, 3 is already good. What are these? Monsters that are good in killing or providing damage, huge damage, right? That's one. Monsters that are good in supporting, right? Supporting like giving buff, providing speed, healing, providing support, resurrection, helping your ally most of the time. Okay, it helping to get tougher, faster, stronger, right? Healing, curing, cleansing, those kinds of support monsters, right? That's the second one. The third one, monsters that are good in controlling, right? They are not really good damage dealers. They are not also helping their ally, but they are really providing control to your enemy. They can hold them to not to move any turn, or to not to take any turn, not to move, right? And they make the enemy monsters really weak. That's it. Just categorize the monsters on those 3. So why do we need to categorize? What is the purpose? In Summoner's War, we have 1,000 kinds of monsters uniquely, right? Imagine if you are the teacher in a classroom and you have 20 students. Those students is unique per name, or every single one of them is unique, right? So if it's 20 students, it's 20 unique names. Okay, even if there is a twin or a triplets there, it's still unique by their fingerprint, DNA, voice, right, image, and whatsoever, right? So that is 20 unique individuals. But if you are categorizing those 20 students by their capability, for example, this group is good with sports, this group is good with math, science, English, etc., you can create, or you can organize them in such a way that you're not going to be confused, because you just gonna group them into 3 or 4, just like we have here, right? So having this kind of mindset, the monster capability, good in damage, good in support, good in controlling, you're gonna organize your monsters much better, right? And you're gonna get good decisions much better as well. So you're gonna ask, why? Have you regretted not doing this kind of technique or mind setting? Yes. If you're gonna ask me, yes. Why? Because I'm gonna tell you a story, short story. One of my friends finished, or he's already autoing this dungeon, and then I tried to look at his lineup, his monsters. So there are 1 or 2 monsters there that I haven't had it yet. So I told to myself that I can't copy the lineup that he has, because I don't have that monster yet. So somehow I was pretty sad, because he can finish the dungeon because he is just lucky, right? That's the way of my thinking back with the days. That's why my only hope is maybe I got lucky too, and I'll summon that monster, and I can finish that by the time I summon that correct monster. But, right? But if you have this kind of thinking, right? When I discovered this kind of mind setting, I didn't know that specific time that I was looking on my friend's monster deck or monster lineup on that dungeon. I do have a different monster name, different monster element, but he can also do that capability on that monster that I'm looking that I don't have. But I have also one in my storage, just a different name and different element. But he has a capability to do that too. For example, if it's a Poseidon, so Poseidon can control the enemy by reducing the attack bar to 0, right? And that's a 5-star, it's a very rare. But in 4-star, also in water, Tyrone can also do the same. And it has a freeze and a good leader skill as well. The capability that you're looking for is just reducing AoE attack bar to 0, right? Poseidon and Tyrone has the same capability. You should look at them equally, right? Or somehow with that capability reducing to 0, they are equal. The most important stat in Summoner's War, this stat is still in the meta for about 5 to 6 years, and I can really say that when you farm runes or when you are farming stats, this stat is the most important, or probably the most flexible stat that you need to find or you need to have in any kind of monsters. There are unique monsters that doesn't need this stat, but still, if you are keeping a lot of this kind of stat or this kind of runes, your progression and your account is gonna make you stronger, or it's gonna progress much faster. So what is it? Speed. The speed stat. As long as you are looking for speed, you're doing good. Speed is the most versatile stat here in Summoner's War. It should be used by DPS monsters, damage dealer monsters, support monsters, controlling monsters, anything. There are monsters that doesn't really need the speed and they do need more damage, but putting some speed won't really affect much that monster. Actually, it's gonna make him more accessible because he's gonna take the turn to deal that huge damage. Okay, so as a new player, if you're looking for speed, look, you have a rune with 4 or 6 to 10 speed. It's already okay with new players. With mid-game players, maybe 16, 18, less than 20, good. If you are already at the top ranks, 20 and above, 24 and above, to 30. Next, this is very easy, and sometimes new players are really missing this one. So we have the valid color leader skill. So I also been victimized by the tip. If you are having, or if you are new to the arena, to the dungeon, make sure that the leader skill is in the orange or red color. Okay, because if it's not functioning. Okay, if it's grayed out or it's white, the leader skill is not usable, right? So try to focus on getting what kind of leader skill, or what leader skill should be used with the proper leader skill that is activated. So be careful and always read the difference between arena, the dungeon, the guild, right, and the global skill or the common skill, leader skill. All right, the final tip, very simple: set your goal. All right, what I mean, set your goal. Choose anything that you want. Right, it's your account, it's your game. You have the right to have fun with it. So choose what goal you should have. You want to reach higher rank in the arena, right? Focus on that and do not move your goal, and do not switch until you finish that goal. From the tip number 6, you want to finish Giant B10, B12, go for it, right? You want to finish Dragons B10, B12, Necro B10, B12, set it, right? So what you're gonna do, all of the tips is already complete. Tip number 1, search for it, right? You're gonna get the answer already, right? After searching it, you don't have this monster, use the tip number 4. See? Easy, right? If you haven't that kind of monster, try using the capability mind setting. Look for a monster in your storage that has this kind of skill. It can be a controlling monster, a support monster, or a DPS or a damage type monster. See? You still lack, even if you go with with your storage, you don't have this kind of monster, join the event. There are a lot of bonuses of mystical scrolls and whatsoever rewards there that gonna help you, your account, to summon more monsters and runes that probably will help your goal. See? If you're running some dungeons already, you're getting more runes, focus on speed. See? It's complete, right? You're powering up some skills. Be careful. You need to keep one unique monster race per element, right? Complete tip. And then after that, after completing your goal, you are again on tip number 6. You already finished Giant Speed 12? Set your new goal, right? Dragon Speed 12. You don't know what to do? Tip number 1. Keep yourself updated. Learn from yourself. Feed yourself. Feed your mind, right? Educate yourself. You don't have the monster? Join the event, right? You're already farming the rune. You're already farming with the runes, even if the monster with that capability is not yet on your storage and you haven't summoned it yet. Focus on speed. See? So all of the tips, guys, for the newbies and the mid gamers, I really tried to study this to give you the most complete tips that maybe you won't be needing any tips anymore, because this is the complete one, I believe. And I truly believe also that in any field, in work, in play, in game, in online game, in sports, in any kind of career, learning to yourself and educating yourself is the most efficient way of progressing into something. By experience, right? By studying, you're gonna help, or you're gonna progress very fast, very strong. If you're gonna ask me, imagine 2 players, one newbie and one tenured that is already playing for about 4 to 5 years, and this tenured player only watch video of a Summoner Swarm maybe once a year, let's say once a year. I assure you that newbie that is watching one video a day, in 3 to 4 months, is gonna bypass that tenured player, because this new player will know the fastest and the strongest techniques in finishing everything, finishing this rank in the RTA arena, finishing this dungeon in this new dungeon, getting Giants B12 auto, just by having the trait of feeding your mind, educating yourself every day is a huge advantage to a player that is just being stagnant to what he knows on the game, than comparing it to the player that is constantly and improving every minute, every day. He's going to surpass that advanced player. Simple as that. It's unfair as that, if you're gonna ask me, but it's the natural way in this life, I believe. It's just giving the effort, right? Giving the time, you're gonna get it, right? You'll be there. Okay, so that's it, guys. That is the complete tips that I have for this creator contest, for week 4 creator contest. Hope you like it. If you have some questions, go post your comments in the comment section below if you have suggestions. And if you like the video, click that like video. And again, I just do this just to be unique, and I believe this is the most important tips, right? Cross my heart. I always do this, and I do this because I learned it by experience, and I regret not having this kind of mind settings before, because it just wasted my time, my energy, okay, and adding those days on my account's profile go to waste, right? But so it's okay to me. I just take it just learning curve, and I'm not this kind of player right now if I haven't experienced that. Simple as that. Again, this is Moonlord Baby from Progressive Gaming channel, and please support the channel for the Summoner's War Creator Contest. Please subscribe. I'm just a new vlogger, influencer here from Summoner's War, and that's it. See you in the last video for the Creator Contest.